Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach on the internet because no one spends as much time on each and every single client as I do. I mainly coach with audio exchange and phone calls, as well as emails and texts, but that's secondary. In my book, I have packages on my website. All the information is directly below in the description. Well, you'll find there are packages that primarily based on audio exchange. You record an audio, I analyze it. It takes me a day or two to reply to your audio. I take extensive notes from it and reply with my analysis. We're in communication 2 to 3 times a week, something that no coach under the sun does on the internet or anywhere else for that matter. As well as I have a package that is similar to that, which includes audios, but there's also telephone sessions throughout the month. Those are recorded so that I can, with your permission, of course, so that I can take extensive notes from that, analyze them, and then on our next session, discuss them with you. This is a whole different kind of coaching, very thorough, very profound, very therapeutical. Not to say that this is therapy. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I am a coach. When you book with me, you need to pre-book ahead of time and sign the agreement that is attached to each and every single package. Now, I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me for the thorough, complete work. Different people, different stories. Sometimes it ends up being something like 5 months, sometimes 6 months. It depends. Like I said, different people, different stories. Some people undergo deeper drama and trauma. But on average, I would say it's 2 to 3 months in coaching for the full, complete work. Am I able to help you in a month? Yes, I think I will make so much progress in your life within 1 month, more than any therapist or any other coach under the sun. However, me liking to do things thoroughly, I'd like for you to stay with me for the full, complete time, for us to go through my so-called program for the things that I'd like to cover with you, so that I know that you're stable, that you are in a good place. Sometimes people come back for a refresher course in my coaching for 2 weeks or a month. That has happened a few times, and that's simply because they just need to the final push to have the complete stability, I would say, in the knowing that they are completely and fully in charge of their manifestations. Now, the other packages that I've included recently are only phone call sessions. I don't take extensive notes in that scenario, simply because I can't. I need to listen to what you have to say. However, you do get me live, and I do offer my advice and opinion as we are conversing. I do take notes as much as I can, but the difference in price is, self-evident if you look on my website, as well as the packages of phone calls are not tied to time frame. When you are in coaching with me, it's on a monthly basis, and essentially it's time. There's a time constraint. In the case of telephone sessions, you buy them and you use them whenever you like. Now, I do my personal opinion is such that I simply included the telephone sessions for the people who requested them. My personal preference is that you be in coaching with me with the audio exchange, because it really is a much more thorough way of going about it and doing it. because it takes time to record an audio for you and for me, for you to speak it and to think about what to say, for me to listen to it, analyze it, and get back to you. It's a more of a Rolls Royce kind of coaching, if you will, rather than just being on the phone. But different people, different situations. So I just wanted to offer different things to different people. Alternatively, you can always just hire me for an hour. There's a phone call session on my website for that. And I just included a different kind of package that it consists of teaching how to do the energy work. And that's for advanced people who have already worked on their beliefs and know exactly how to manifest. So that's new, and that's just been included. Make sure you click on all my products, and it's the last one on the list. Last but certainly not least. If you've got any questions prior to booking, please email me. My email is below. There's also my phone number is also now on my website. If you scroll all the way down, I think I should include it down below in the description. I'm a little bit afraid, but I guess I will. You can text me and ask me any questions you have before booking, but essentially just please read the description before booking and reach out to me, and we'll schedule the first phone call consultation. This is how I like to start my coaching, so that I can get to know you, and we go from there. So this will be a very kind of different kind of audio. And I want to discuss jumping parallel realities to such a degree that it's really mesmerizing to you. And the subject of today is like it never even happened. And, the reason I'm inspired to record is because I was walking my dog yesterday afternoon or morning, was it? And I saw it on a truck. I think it's like a demolition truck. Like they pick up the debris after the demolition or construction of some sort. And it says on the truck like it never even happened. But it's so funny because I've used this phrase in my manifestational game so many different times and so many different ways. And I particularly remember at one point, I really used it to such a degree where literally my reality shifted to such a degree where there was no question in my mind that I've done it, that's what I did. I think sometimes whether you're manifesting your SP or the money or the career, whatever it is you're working on at the moment, has you working very hard for a result that you really crave. And there are moments in time when you just say to yourself, this is just taking too long. And I've done this, that, and the other, and I've visualized. This is my clients now talking. I've visualized, I've scripted affirmations and blah, 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 blah. And you know what? This is just, it's not working. Like, what do I do? What the fuck do I do? And the thing is that the phrase like it never even happened, to me, personally, the way I use it and the way I understand it, it means like this hard time or hard period never even happened. Meaning, I've always been this way. This is my reality now, and I've always been this way. And like I said, there was a period in my life when I was trying to change something, and I've been working at it like a horse, which a lot of people do. And I realized, and it was such a moment of profound clarity, where I stood in New York City and I was about to cross the street to go to yet another meeting pitching something to some people that I really wanted for them to come aboard with me. And I realized I'm not going to succeed if I'm going into this meeting with the same fucking mentality. And you know what? I went to the meeting anyway. The meeting was so-so. But what I realized after going home, and I sat down in my armchair after that, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to change this game completely. I'm going to pretend that I am a completely different person. That this shebang, this whatever difficulty I'm having right now, is not even my own. This is just belonging to a different personality, someone who is attached to this belief system. Okay, well, by then, right, parenthesis here, and a lot of my clients now quote me back in their audios, parenthesis here. I'm gonna make a t-shirt with that, a parenthesis here, and chamomile tea, and holy shit bananas, and all these kinds of things, and this and that. Oh, that will be funny as shit. Okay, where was I? Forgot already. Oh yes, parenthesis here. Sorry. I can't stop laughing now. Parenthesis here, provided you've done the work on your beliefs. By that time, I knew I knew the person that I was, and how to change that. And I have done enough work on myself to basically push myself that if something isn't working, I should abandon that strategy or abandon that mode of being and try something different. And so I said to myself, like it never even happened, right? And so in sitting in meditation, and basically meditation for me today is I don't close my eyes. I never have, actually. I tried, but I would like fall asleep, and it would be so fucking boring for me. And so I just said to myself, the world I want already exists. The situation I want already exists and always has, right? Always has existed before. And this wonderful feeling came over me that I cannot describe to you right now. It was almost like, I don't know, some kind of otherworldly presence that really inspired me and said, you're on the right path. Just understand that what you want already exists. And so within days, right? I mean, it was a very short amount of time. I would say maybe 3 days, 2 or 3 days. What I wanted manifested in the most insane of twist and turn of events, which I could not have predicted. And what I wanted to accomplish got accomplished and more. The universe always over-delivers. This is the most magnificent thing about universe. When you ask for something, it tops it and triples it and quadruples it, right? But so what did I do? I refused to go along with the old situation. I refuse to be, kind of like identified with my old beliefs. But a lot of people, and some of them in my coaching, have a really hard time of letting go of old beliefs. Why? Because they're so familiar. And beliefs are tied to emotions. And if you don't process those emotions, you know what? They don't really go anywhere. They don't. If you're still very resistant of letting go of some situation and you can't do it like I did on a dime, basically, saying, okay, this doesn't work, let's do something else, or being open-minded, or take some kind of like a new different approach, or take some feedback, or whatever needs to happen, you have attachment to old structure, an old structure of old beliefs and old emotions. And if that is the case, you're very inflexible. And so is the resistance that you're dealing with manifesting whatever it is you want to manifest, whether that be your SP, a pile of money, or whatever the fuck else you want. All right? That's just the truth. If you are inflexible, you can travel through parallel realities in which what you want already exists. Okay? You can't let yourself go there because you're too attached. So when you have these days of a day or days plural of doubt or fears, ask yourself, why am I believing this rather than what I want to believe or what I want to have? It's a really good question, because both ways are valid. But why are you choosing to go and believe what you don't prefer and believe, rather than believe what you want to believe? I'll tell you why. Because you're attached to your belief system. It's not easy for you to even entertain an opportunity, even if it smacks you right on your head, in your face, lands on your feet, and somebody's telling you something, you're still not receptive. You have to allow you have to open the door for the new to come in, and that requires courage, because old beliefs die hard. Because beliefs are actually dependent on you for survival. It's not the other way around. The beliefs, the old beliefs, the not so good beliefs will have you convinced, oh no, you will never survive without us. No, it's the other way around, darling. They cannot survive without you. And so they will bug you till the end of motherfucking time. Please, please, please don't change us. Don't go there. Don't do this. Don't listen to that. It's different from what you used to before. Don't engage in that. And that is not fucking progress. That is stagnancy. This is why people don't change their lives for years and years and years and stay with the belief system that, quite frankly, they inherited from their mother, father, whoever the fuck they grew up with, and really affected them not in the most beneficial way. Okay? This is not a good system. You really need to be kind to yourself and allow yourself the opportunity to examine your belief system, which is what we do in my coaching extensively. But this is why I say I'm a very tough coach. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. It's your job to take it and run with it and really appreciate my honesty, which is necessary, right? So I could be this, again, bubblegum, blueberry, Barbie doll coach with sugarcoating bullshit to you and just take your money and not do my job correctly, or you can pay me to actually transform and change your life. That's the difference. That's the main difference between me and the coaches out there. That, and also most of them, I really find them really fucking lazy. Nobody works as hard as me. True story. Anyway. I'm not even bragging, it's just the truth. I wake up at like as early as 2:30 in the morning sometimes, just so I can talk to people across the world on the phone call. Anyway, what the problem is with most people, why they can't change their life, why they can't transfer themselves to the parallel reality in which they already have everything, is because of the conditioning. The conditioning is really holding them really tightly. The beliefs, the fears, and the conditioning holds them really tightly. And so the question remains, what are you gaining from those fears and beliefs? And the answer most probably is absolutely fucking nothing. Because look at your life right now. Look what you've done thus far, what you've manifested thus far. If you're not going to change it, you most probably will remain with the same result 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now. Now, I know that sounds scary, but that's reality for most people. Most people don't want to invest in work on themselves simply because it's too scary, it's uncomfortable, it's not very pleasant to go to work on yourself and do self-examination. But that actually, in fact, is what is absolutely necessary. Fears and conditioning will, often stop you from developing beyond your programming. So much so, you won't even look for help or even deny it. And that's true. Some people in my coaching, have rebutted me simply because I've pushed their buttons so much, not in a disrespectful way, but in a very, straightforward way, as I do, without any bullshit or bubblegum, blueberry pie, Barbie doll situation, and they couldn't handle it. It's not for everybody to change their life. You can change your life if you're brave enough to take matters into your hands and be brave enough to seek help and actually accept it. But that's not for everybody. And so the statement we go back to, it's like it never even happened. If you're brave enough to change your life every so often, and you're going to continue doing this, listen, all the techniques that I give people in my coaching, on the belief work, on everything that we've cover. The work is ongoing. It never stops. It's not stationary. It's not like you change one time and that's it. I always change myself. It's ongoing. It's an ongoing masterpiece that you keep painting. Right? So today you may have realized you have another belief that's not working for you, or you want to upgrade something about yourself. So you keep working. You keep chiseling away at the masterpiece that you're producing. The golden Buddha is you. So if you're not improving, you're going backwards. So you might as well keep improving. I'll give you another example of jumping parallel realities. Maybe a couple more before I wrap up. I gave this example already in one of my other audios on my channel. I live in New York City, as many of you know. And in New York, there are these things called scaffoldings. They have these situations where they build them out of metal, and they need to clean the building. They need to make sure that everything up to the code and everything like that. And these things stay up for months at a time, sometimes as long as 7 months. They don't just build them and, take them apart the next day. But actually, that's exactly what I had made happen. There was a scaffolding going up. I believe it was like 2 years ago, something like that. And I have these favorite spots where I walk my dog that have really beautiful flowers along the Fifth Avenue. And I really enjoy these flowers. I'm this weirdo that I'm into like trees and flowers and everything that's nature related. I'm obsessing over those situations. And so I noticed that there were workers building the scaffolding around my favorite spot. And I was really kind of like, well, it's summer and or spring it was, and I'm not going to enjoy these flowers, and they're kind of going to be in the shade, and well, what's the good in that? And I kind of like whispered under my breath, I wish they just didn't do it. And that's all I said. So the next day, basically the next morning, I think, I'm walking my dog. This is our, usual route. And wouldn't you know, there's not a trace of any scaffoldings there. Nothing. Not even a nail, not even a shred of any wood, nothing. Not a bolt, nothing. But nothing. Usually when they clean it up, there's some debris laying around and this and that and the other, and there's just nothing, as if it never were. at the very next morning. And like I said, they usually build them up to keep them there for months on end. And it was not there. It disappeared completely. So I just jumped into parallel reality just because I really wanted to enjoy my flowers, all right, for the season, or for the month or whatever, however long those flowers last. I really love those flowers and I wanted to enjoy them. Now think about how much power you have when you are so desirous of changing your SP, or changing the situation with your work, or changing the situation with your money, when you're so adamant about it, the only thing, right, is that contradicts your desire are your beliefs, those ingrained beliefs in your system that say no, 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 no. Cancel, 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 right? Your desire is so strong, and at times it can override your beliefs, but not for long. It's not until you recognize what your beliefs are and you start working on them, and most importantly, process the emotions behind them. Listen, I can tell you every technique under the sun, but the one very important thing that you have to do, if you're angry with anybody, if you are regretful, ashamed, any of those lower level emotions, or afraid of anything, you've got to let it go somehow, some way. And, most efficiently, it would happen with somebody's help who knows how to do it. Right? So it doesn't happen overnight. There's a process to do it, and you need to really be brave to do it. It's not pleasant. It's not nice. It's like me asking you, go into the sewer and clean out the sewer. This is what those emotions are. And not everybody wants to do that. Some people really procrastinate, like, I don't, maybe tomorrow, I don't feel like it. Let's just say a couple of affirmations and that will do it. No, it won't. No, it won't. You're delusional if you think that that's what's going to happen. It won't, because that sewer is still part of your program. Guess what? And so this really will remain with you until you're brave enough to do that. That's just the story, and that's just how it goes. In order to become the power and the master manifester, you really need to make good with everything you've got. Good, bad, and the ugly. And it won't happen overnight. You need to put in some work. And emotions are a big part of it, because you're just going to keep attracting the same kind of bullshit into your life until you clean out that sewer, because the sewer fucking stinks and it attracts fucking, goblins or whatever, I don't know, some creatures, some unwanted creatures. That's not even a joke. I'm laughing, but that's actually the truth. Okay. In other words, if you're bleeding, the sharks can smell the blood. And if you're not healed, the emotions are still not healed, guess what? The sharks are going to come and find you. It's not really to scare you, but it's just the truth. It's just physics. It's just how physics work, right? In order to really command, right, you have to be intact. You commanding the universe, you have to be intact. Like, imagine being a CEO of a ginormous company, and you coming in like hungover, hair messy, makeup all fucked up, your dress is sideways. Who the fuck are you going to instruct to do things for you like this? That doesn't work. You have to get your shit together, and then everybody will do their shit the way that you want them to. You have to get your beliefs intact. You have to clean out your system. You have to really address your emotions. You have to really do the work. And then, and only then, you can move your finger and the whole world will move according to your wishes. But it doesn't happen otherwise. You can move a finger and your SP will become a different person. You can move a finger and your finances will improve. You can move a finger and suddenly you've written a masterpiece that is a bestseller. You can move a finger or raise a finger, I would say. And, suddenly, I don't know, you've written a hit of a song or whatever else you want to manifest. But it doesn't happen until you have your shit together. Once you have your shit together, you know what? You name it. You can wake up in the morning and say, today I'm doing this. And that's what you do. That's what you'll accomplish. No questions asked. A lot of people ask me when they come into my coaching, oh yeah, how did you get your confidence? Your confidence, your confidence. I want to have your confidence, right? You know how long I had to work on my fucking confidence and the kind of work I had to do on myself. I'm trying to teach you in a matter of 2 to 3 months in a short, condensed form, how to acquire it. This is why I coach people from all the knowledge that I've acquired. The confidence comes essentially from understanding how to rule your own world. Because when you understand how to really rule your own world, you no longer ask for any permission of any kind. You know that you can erase people's memories. You can make scaffolding disappear. You can act like some things or make things disappear out of history of your world. Okay, you can create things that weren't there. You can make shit happen out of thin air. All right, I'll give you an example. The other day I was walking, and this happens to me all the time now. And there's a building next to where I live with the flower beds or whatever, and all of a sudden there was an extra tree and an extra flower bed, and I was like, has it always been there? No, it hasn't, but all of a sudden it's there. I kid you not. And I just know it wasn't there, but now it's there. It's just literally there. Now I've done this so many different ways where I had this I've gone to see a house one time, and there was something about the house that I didn't quite like, and it was that the top tier construction of the house was a few inches off. I don't know how else to explain it. Basically, there was a house, but on top of the house, the construction was a few inches to the left. And I thought that was really funny. And at the time, I was with a friend, and I said, look at this. This is such a shame because they literally, that's not really even how it's supposed to be. And he agreed, and we went on our merry way. But it was a beautiful house, nevertheless. It's a townhouse in New York City. And about a year later, maybe 2 years later, I was passing by the house, and you know what? It was straight as an arrow. I'm not even kidding. It was straight as an arrow. No 2 inches, no 3 inches, nothing. It was straight like it was supposed to have been. And you know what? I took pictures of that townhouse at the time. And I went back to look at the pictures, and the pictures in my phone have changed. Now you will say, Anna, you have gone completely bananas. You are bananas as shit. No, I'm telling you I'm not. I am not. Because at the time I had a witness with me who saw that house and who agreed, yes, that should have not been constructed. We don't know why it was constructed that way, but whatever. Okay, so I have a witness. I'm not fucking crazy. But the thing is, it's parallel realities. You affect reality all the time, right? So if these minor things can be affected, they have nothing to do with your life effectively, right? So this house, whatever, the flower bed, whatever. Now imagine something that you're actually passionate about, that you invest so much energy into, your SP, your career, your money, your bank account, this and that. Again, the only thing preventing you from manifesting what you really want is your fears, your beliefs, and your emotions. because you're too attached to the past, you're too attached to what happened, because you haven't worked on your belief systems and the emotions associated with those events. And whatever your story is, like I said, everybody has a different story. Again, everything in my coaching is completely confidential. I never break that rule. Never have I ever broken that rule, because I respect people. I respect myself is what it is. I do respect people a lot, but I respect myself first and foremost. The idea in coaching, and I'm going to wrap up with this, is to come humble, come open, and come honest. That's the only way I can help you. If you're going to give me, one thing at a time, well, all right, I understand, but at some point you really need to understand that unless you really trust and resonate with a coach and let them really guide you towards being your best self, you're not going to achieve results, and you, well, frankly, will waste your time and money. You really need to be profoundly honest, not only with the coach, but with yourself. And that really, yes, does require bravery, but also is the most extraordinary of things that you'll ever do, because that opens up the opportunity that I was speaking of before, of becoming a brand new person. And when you're becoming a brand new person who has their shit together and is intact with their, everything they've lived, they're okay with it, and they've dealt with it, and they processed it, then yeah, you know what? You can, like I said, lift a finger, make a wish, and the whole universe is at your command. But it doesn't happen otherwise. All right. So thank you very much for listening. All the information for me is below. If you have any comments, questions, please email me or comment down below. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.